This is what you need to know in order for you to be consistent within the next 30 days from today, as well as becoming successful whenever you come across this video. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And what we're going to talk about in today's video is improving our attitude and changing our mindset. Now, if you're new here and this is your first time watching these type of videos, make sure you check out the 30-day challenge of being consistent. The playlist will be somewhere here on the screen in the beginning of this video or in the description box down below. It's important that you watch the videos up until today so you know the importance of being consistent, what a short-term goal is, what your long-term goals are, what are your passions, what cause you to be interested in these goals, the responsibilities, problem solving, adjusting to your schedule, and most importantly, documenting your success. The reason why all of that is a mouthful, but it's also imperative, is because being consistent is not something you do within 24 hours. It is a skill and it's a habit and it takes time. So always take what resonates, leave the rest, and never rush or compare your journey. Now, what we're going to talk about in today's video is improving our attitude. And speaking from experience, until you are able to release your past, until you're able to make peace with yourself, until you're able to let go of the version of you in order for you to be present to become your future self, you're going to be confused. You're going to be having a battle. That's where people say spiritual warfare or psychological warfare. And it's accurate until we accept the past version of ourselves and embrace where we are now. All of us are going to make choices in life, including myself, even you. Some choices are going to be better than others, and some choices come with a level of discernment and responsibility. Now, the choices we make are based off of what we know. Now, even when we know certain information and we make choices that aren't better for us, it ends up coming back, with a level of consequences. And instead of being upset about not being consistent and not being successful previously, learn from it. Like, what you did previously up until today or what you did in your past is for you to no longer continue. So because you get to decide what consistency looks like, you get to decide what it's like to be successful. Anything that you did or doing and that's not uplifting you, that's not helping you lose weight if that's your goal, that's not helping you save money, that's not helping you be a content creator, it's not helping you get into a healthy relationship, it's not helping you build a relationship with God, whatever it is, you have to evaluate it. So speaking from experience, I've learned that my attitude, my mindset would only be distracted from the things that I wanted when I was not intentional about what I was maybe consuming, what I was maybe watching, or even surrounding myself with. Now, of course, when you're a child, because it stems from childhood for a lot of us, you don't have the necessarily say so, and you're not subconsciously aware of yourself. So you do have caregivers and parents and environments and communities who program and expose you to certain information. So you see certain things, you witness certain things, you're taught certain things. You use that information that you've been installed until you realize that just because I grew up this way in this household, just because we were taught to do things, just because I saw certain things, doesn't mean that it's compatible or resonates with you anymore. And that's what I realized. The older that I've become, the wiser that I've become, I've realized certain things that I grew up seeing or that I didn't see wasn't for me. And instead of beating myself up and being so frustrated, just being intentional about the choices that I make moving forward in the future to become consistent, to become successful in whatever that is for you. So it's like when you learn to take responsibility from the choices that you made, even though it may not always be your fault or you may not have the knowing, instead of beating yourself up about it and just accepting, you know what, I was taught this information, it may not be positive, it may not contribute to my goals, or it may not be healthy, or whatever it is, it may be negative. Instead of dwelling on it, just realize how it affected you, how it showed up in your life, what it made you do, what it made you not do, and just release it. Like, changing your attitude is a skill because being consistent is a skill. And speaking from experience, the more you isolate yourself, the more you remove anything and anybody who is not contributing into your success and into your goals, the easier it becomes. And of course, it could seem difficult and challenging because maybe it's your family members and maybe it's your friends, maybe it's the people that you grew up with. Just because you grew up with these people, just because you're related to people, doesn't mean that one, these people are always going to have your best interest or that you guys are always going to be on the same path in life. even with your success. Like, you can have a plan, you can have an idea, but life is going to change. Your plans are going to change. So when you learn to realize how certain people, places, and things affect you, it's going to alter your attitude. It's going to alter your mindset. Same thing with being consistent. If you think being consistent is challenging, if you think it's boring, if you think it's overwhelming, which is common until you experience it, that's going to be your mindset. That's going to be the attitude that you have. You have to realize that if you want to lose weight, it can't be boring. If you want to become a doctor, if you want to go back to school, it can't be draining. Like, until you are passionate, until you are committed, and you don't feel obligated. I'm looking for my notebook, you guys, about what it is that you have to do. You will continue to have this attitude that being consistent is unattainable or being successful is not realistic. And even if you are breaking generational curses and you're releasing limitations that, like I said, you were installed at an early age, if you want to be the first millionaire in your family, if you want to be the first president, if you want to be the first one who goes to school, like, you have to know that, yes, it's a lot that comes with it, but just because other people aren't doing it doesn't mean that you can't do it. And when you learn to develop these habits, when you learn to make sure you're intentional about who you surround yourself with, what you do, like, your attitude starts to become lighter. So as this month ends and a new month enters, we're going to be talking about transmuting energy. So stay tuned for those videos. But in order for you to be consistent and maintain your success, you have to work on your emotions. Like, speaking from experience as your favorite mental health specialist, I've had to learn to understand my emotions. Now, of course, you don't have to internalize them the way that I do, because I am your favorite mental health specialist. So I do study psychology naturally, but it's important to understand, like, okay, where are these doubts coming from? Where is this fear coming from? Like, why do you feel like being consistent is going to be negative? Why do you feel like being successful is such a challenge if this is what you want? And this is why in the beginning of these videos, we broke over and I went over them, letting you know, like, to understand the responsibilities that come with it. Like, it's a lot of responsibilities that a lot of people don't tell you. Like, being consistent, like I said, is not just something that you do in a day, unless you're maintaining your success. Unless you've already done what it is that you're asking, unless you've already surrounded yourself, like, and received these things, it's something that you have to do for a long time. So what we're going to do in this video, if you haven't already, is create some affirmations. Now, previously, if you watch these videos, that was your homework assignment, that was your challenge. I am challenging you to come up with affirmations that you can remind yourself of, because in the beginning, like I said, until your attitude was 100% committed and you're confident, you're going to be doubting yourself. You're going to feel fear. You're going to feel challenged. Like, you may feel triggered. You have to work through these triggers. You have to identify how you feel. So you need to create an affirmation. So therefore, when you're going to the gym every 3 weeks, when you're reading these books to study, or you're in school and you're taking quizzes, you get the good grades until you're able to, see the results, you're saving money to buy a car or a house, that you know that what you're doing is not for no reason. Same thing with being successful. It's intentional. It's not an accident, and it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Now, of course, how long you're successful, how long you be consistent is up to you. And when you learn to change your attitude with being consistent, you don't have to worry about comparing yourself. You don't have to worry about surrounding yourself with people, places, and things that are not contributing. So it's like, affirmations are important when you are doing the work. If you're not putting in the work, that's like faith. If you're not putting any work behind your faith, if you're not showing up for yourself, if you're not pouring your time, energy, and effort into the things that you say that you want, how is it going to happen? Like, we have to be practical. We have to be realistic. Being consistent doesn't have to be negative. Like, anything doesn't have to be negative, but it's a choice. So you have to realize being consistent is a choice. Being successful is a choice. And you have to know why you started. Because in the beginning, or even throughout your journey, or when things happen to you, when things are challenged and triggering you, why did you start? Like, it's important that every single day whenever you start to feel overwhelmed, like I said, you have these affirmations, you have this level of confidence, you have this understanding, but you know why you started. Like, this is going to help you feel motivated. So therefore, whenever you feel like you need to rest, you'll rest. Whenever you need to continue to work, you'll work. And it's important to have balance and know when it's time to invest into yourself and when it's time to remove everything. And once again, if you guys are new here, I have my outline, I have my phone in front of me, another phone, going over the notes that I wanted to talk about in this video. So make sure that you're taking responsibility, you are surrounding yourself with people, places, and things who contribute into your success and being consistent, and that you just validate your feelings. Like, you cannot deny how you feel in order for you to be successful. If you feel mad, if you feel sad, if you're frustrated in the beginning, that's common. When you're doing something that's never been done before, you're going to feel some type of way. And I'm going to write that down. When you do something that you never done before, you're going to feel some type of way. And you have every right. Like, don't allow me or anybody to validate your experience. But you have to ask yourself, okay, if I want to lose weight and you've never lost weight before, if I want to save money for a car, you never bought a car before, do you really want these things? Because that's what's going to determine your success and your consistency. Do you want it? Like, do you genuinely have a desire? So if you don't genuinely have a desire, your attitude is going to be conflicted. You're going to be picking and choosing when you go to the gym. You're going to pick and choose when you eat honey buns and be a big back, compared to, this is what I want to do. Even though I may feel uncomfortable, even though it's making me change in ways that I haven't, I'm going to stop cutting off the honey buns. I'm going to start trying to go to the gym. Like, you have to want to be consistent in order to be consistent. So learning to control your emotions, making sure that you are intentional, and most importantly, you watch the other videos, because we talked about everything else. From now, I'm just giving you guys the topics of these videos moving forward, because we're almost done. About time this video is uploaded, we have completed maybe 90% of the 30-day challenge. So if you have questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you're commenting down below, turning your post notification bell, and subscribe. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. All of them will be down in the description box below. If you want a one-on-one session, head to my website at TiGuidanceSummer.com. Once again, I'm your favorite naturopathic physician, aka your favorite rich auntie, aka your favorite mental health specialist, okay? To inform, educate, and transmute negative energy into positive energy. Learn how to heal ourselves and just keep the vibes right, because nobody wants to be stressed and overwhelmed. We want to actually achieve our goals, be successful, heal ourselves, and it takes a lot that comes with it. So if you have questions or comments about these videos, let me know in the comment section. If you want me to discuss something that I haven't already, feel free to engage, as well as in the community section on YouTube, or when you follow me on social media, on my Instagram and on my TikTok. I will be going live answering common questions. You can DM me on Instagram if you don't book a session with me. I understand everyone may not have the funds to provide or experience a service, and once again, just liking and sharing and engaging is all the support that you can do when you watch these videos. Take the information that resonates, leave the rest. That's all I ask. And when you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, on my story, you can vote. I will be posting a poll asking you about what you want to talk about, what needs to be discussed, some things that we can work on, or some things that need to be removed, okay? It's December 1st. It's a couple more days left of this month and this year when I'm posting this. Whenever you watch it, of course, comment the date or the year, okay? And yeah, I don't want to make this video so much longer than what it is. Work on your attitude in order for you to become consistent, okay? Love you, bye.